So what would you say is your greatest weakness? My weakness? Well, I'm a very literal type person, and for me, rules are rules and instructions are instructions. And while this is obviously great in some respects, it can sometimes lead to a certain lack of flexibility, shall we say, on my part. But I've been working on this, and I found that if I proactively go and have a brief, constructive, friendly conversation with my boss to help them understand any trade-offs that might be involved and get them to approve the course of action, this can be very useful. In addition, it helps me to understand how they think and how they prioritize things, which is always great. My greatest weakness? Well, I'd have to say that, listen, I have a laser-like focus on the task at hand, whatever I'm working on, which is great because it allows you to really get work done. Unfortunately, it can be misperceived by others as a lack of warmness or a lack of interpersonal skills, and that's not necessarily what we want. But what experience has taught me, though, is that if I take a little bit of extra time in the mornings usually to communicate with others around me, like my coworkers or my boss, and invest in those personal relationships, I can smooth this over and it never ends up being an issue. Well, I have very high standards, and unfortunately not everyone else shares those standards, which can sometimes lead to conflict. But what I found is that with a little good communication, I can usually smooth that over and it never ends up being a problem. Well, I work fast, which is great because you can accomplish a lot in a small period of time. But unfortunately, it can be a trade-off with accuracy, and that's not always what we want. But what I've found over the years is that if I take a little bit of time at the end, which I have because I work fast, if I take a little bit of time to verify what I've done, I can usually eliminate any issues there might have been with accuracy, and it's never a problem.